Knicks fans, alright Knicks fans, what's up, it's your boy Mizzle, and this is NY Knickswork, sit down, y'all know what time it is. I'm about to introduce my man right here. He is a very good friend, a brother of mine. You've seen him on the show before, don't act like you're surprised. We had to have a sit down because we do other stuff other than root for the Knicks and suffer, right? We do other things. Right. And I'm gonna talk about what he got going on. First and foremost, like I said, he is my brother, he is my friend, we make music together. He is the CEO of Freedom, right there, Freedom Over Fear, in which, yes, I am a proud artist of as well. Hip-hop artist, wait, not yet. He got so much hip-hop artist, entrepreneur, and overall good guy. My man, K Remedy. What's up, brother?
What up, my brother? Thank you for having me. Thank you for the introduction. Much appreciated.
We've been trying to make it happen for such a long time. And we made it happen. Finally made it happen. Nice stuff. We're going to talk about the stuff that you got going on. And please, tell the people, what do you have going on? What can you tell the people you do? I know that was a lengthy introduction because he is my brother. But tell him what's going on.
Well, right now we got season 1 out. As Sitdown said, you know, we do music together. Running FOF Records, we're doing a lot of things together, but right now we currently got season 1, the project EP out on all streaming platforms. Check it out, just binge listen. You know, I know a lot of people be binge watching, but I want y'all to, you know, just take the time, binge on that. You'll see, when you see the artwork, you'll understand what I'm saying. But it's a dope project, very quick, straight to the point. Got a lot of stuff coming out, music video coming out soon, so it's gonna be real fun quarter.
Nice. Yeah. Season 1, you guys check it out. You heard it, all platforms. It's rocking. I'll let you know right now. No biases. It's hot. All right, it's hot. You know what I'm saying? I wish you would put me up on here, but you know what I mean? It's all good. We got enough music together. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the reason you're here today. You're a sufferer, and you've been on the show. You know what I mean. You've done commentary on the show before, which we've been blessed to have. You know what I'm saying. But let's talk about these guys, man. You're also a sufferer. You're suffering with us. Long time. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. First and foremost, let's talk about. You know what? No, we'll save that for last because it's always good to know when you got here, right? Yeah. Let's talk about your all-time favorite Knick. Who is your all-time favorite?
Oh, my all-time favorite Knick. Damn, you know it's so hard for me because like it's my era is Pat Ewing. So I love Patrick Ewing. He's one of my all-time favorite Knicks.
Okay.
And then
it sounds like somebody edging them a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. There's like Melo. I know his time here wasn't great. All great, but like he was one of the guys who came here when he didn't have to. He had the choice, he made the choice when everybody else was going to team up with each other and play with each other. Say what you want to say about him, you know, making it for a payout or whatever, but for me it's between Carmelo and Pat Ewing. I love those guys because they, you know, Pat Ewing, you know, he put his blood, sweat, and tears and knees out for the Knicks, and he did everything. And Melo, like I said, he was class act, he did everything he can. And even on the way out, still professional, still classy. One of my favorites.
Class act, you're right. Even on his way out when he was throwing slander and everything his way. Phil Jackson.
Yeah. And it's not easy to do that too, especially coming from his caliber and being the top tier person he was, and everybody just shut him down like that. And the way he handled that was just it was crazy to watch because any of us would have, you know, probably snapped in that situation.
Absolutely.
But I think he handled himself great, and he's being rewarded now, so that's good.
I would have been like, Phil, what up, yo?
Yeah.
Brooklyn, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Old different story.
All right, man, I like that answer, man, and it was detailed, so let's get right to the next one. Your all-time favorite Knick moment. Talk about that.
Yeah, man. I can see. All time. I can't give you one. That's the issue because there's so many.
Give me the top 3 and then 1A, 1B, 1C.
Alright, top 3. Alright, so Obviously, top. I just said his name, Melo. So Melo 62. That's. Alright, I'm gonna put Melo, like a couple of Melo things in one. The Melo 62, the Melo playoff win. And
against the Celtics?
Against the Celtics.
Okay,
and the Melo buzzer beater against the Bulls. I like
that's
I
it.
like that.
That's all in one.
That's all in one.
That's 3 moments.
That's 3 moments in one. And then my other moment of
3 moments in one, and then one more.
And then I'm not gonna lie, it was between Allen Houston and Latrell Sprewell. Obviously, Allen Houston, the game winner against the Miami Heat.
That's good.
That game winner and him bouncing and jumping back up. It was like it was epic. And then my man Spree, the 9 3-pointers. I think he did it against the Clippers or somebody. I forget who he did it. He did it twice.
9 3-pointers?
Yeah, he hit 9 3-pointers. That was a crazy game.
Right.
And
all these moments.
All these and Nick moments, but
we gotta do Remy's top 15 moments. That why Knickswork. That's what we doing next.
But seriously though, like the greatest Nick moment for me is probably the Larry Johnson, the 4-point play. That's a lot of people gonna say that because that's the last time we was at the Promised Land.
Yeah.
But that whole series and everything that transpired was literally the greatest thing that could happen for me. All right. My time.
Out of 15 moments, we got one, the LJ. We're gonna go with the LJ. All time. Okay, but I like that, man. I like the fact that you gave us different moments.
Yeah,
we relate. This is a Knicks fan, right? This is a Knicks fan. He gave us some other moments. All right, the last one before we close out this segment. I was gonna start off with it. How long have you been? What made you even be a Knicks fan? Well, how long have you been here?
So like I've been here for a long time, man. So like watching basketball, it started around kind of like. For me, it was around the OJ trial. So that was around the 94, the 94-95 season, I think it was. And that, like around the time, I didn't understand basketball at all. I just seen dribbling, a whole bunch of people just running around and stuff like that. And then out of nowhere, I saw a car chase, and I thought cars were involved in basketball and stuff. So it was different for me. So at that time, I really didn't have that knowledge. So I would say I really came in like after that, the 95 and stuff like that, really watching and trying to start to understand. And by the time it got to 96, while Jordan was taking up like ODing and stuff, what chip was that by then?
96?
Yeah.
That was his 4th.
Yeah,
Jordan's
so
4th.
yeah, it was like, that's when I was like really into it and stuff like that. So I've been with the Knicks like
since about 94, 95.
Yeah,
OJ brought you to the Knicks.
Yeah, for a
Thank you,
long time.
OJ. You brought him to the Knicks. You're like, yo, what's going on? By the way, there's a Knicks game.
Yeah, so
all right. All right, and okay, this is my favorite question when I ask people this because we reminisce. Why in God's name are you still here?
Damn, yo,
in God's name.
Because we're all crazy. Like we all want to be around to see the greatness that could come of the Knicks. Like the Knicks, we haven't won a championship in decades, but
over 40 years.
The history of Knicks basketball is toughness, it's playoff, it's winning basketball. And this is what we want. I'm still here for that. So
you're still here to see it, to experience. Well, you experienced a little of it early because you saw the '90s Knicks.
Yeah,
so you want that time again.
I want to get back to that time.
You believe in your soul we can get back to that time.
Yeah, with the right people around us. Yeah, okay. I know we say that a lot, but with the right culture from the top all the way to the bottom, it can happen.
All right. Well, there you have it. You got it from Remy. We're gonna talk some more Knicks with him in the next segment. That's it. All right, Knicks fans, we are back with my homie, my man, K Remedy. We're talking some more Knicks. Let's get down to it. How do you feel about your boy, Mike Miller? He's on an interim basis. I ask this question all the time to my guests because he's on an interim basis. We don't know what his future is. What do you feel about him so far?
I like Mike Miller. He seems like a pretty good coach. He's okay. He's not going to change the Knicks organization. I like what he's doing with what he's been given. And in the little time that he came in, he changed. I don't want to say change the system because like there just wasn't any movement. He just brought a lot more movement into the system, and he looks like he's holding some players accountable, which is good. So I like what he's doing so far. So in the meantime, good job, Mike Miller.
Okay. So, this is a question to follow up. I don't have it in my notes, but do we keep Mike Miller at the end of the summer, or do we try to get a big name like Mark Jackson, Jason Kidd, one of these guys?
Absolutely not. We We do not keep Mike Miller, and we do not try to get a big name either.
Okay.
I think we just got to get somebody who is who a good basketball mind. I'd like to get somebody who's a player's coach, and when I say a player's coach, I'm not talking about somebody who's just gonna like feed to the players and make the players do whatever they want, but somebody that the players listen to, because we're at the Generation X and Generation Z, Millennial era, whatever. They're getting younger. A lot of different talents are coming in, so the guys who are like the Popoviches and the Rick Carlisles, they might not get across to these guys like the newer coaches get through, or like a Brad Stevens or something. But if we could find somebody like that, that'd be good. Somebody from New York, preferably, who has that chip on their shoulder too, like, yo, we can't accept what's been going on in New York City anymore.
That sounds like Mark Jackson to me.
Yeah, well, you know what? Out of all the big names, out of all, because I know I said I wouldn't take a big name, but Mark Jackson does fit that.
Yeah, that fits Mark Jackson.
I feel like we missed that Mark Jackson window some time ago when Phil Jackson came and destroyed.
Came through and crushed the buildings.
Yeah, so.
All right. Speaking of great basketball minds, right? Steve Mills got fired. A great basketball mind that he was, right?
Greatness of Steve
The guy that thought Bargnani was the answer, right?
This is Steve Mills. Finally gone.
Right?
Finally figured it out.
He's fired, and how do you feel about that? First of all, how do you feel about it?
I'm excited.
Rejoiced?
I'm rejoiced, but
ecstatic.
But I need like something changed like ASAP, because we dealt with so much pain with having him here for so long, and he was such an obvious issue, and we still kept him here. Yeah. So like I want 2 or 3 times more than what I've wanted before, like in a GM, a president of basketball operations. I need something completely different. Like, I want reparations for what they did. Well, like Steve Mills, like, oh man,
some reparations.
I'm against people losing their jobs, but that man did not belong where he was, and I'm just happy that he's not there anymore. That's it. And I heard some people like saying, James Dolan and so, but the news is, like, just so everybody knows, there's a lot of franchises in the NBA that have really bad owners. We're just the New York Knicks, and you're going to hear about our owner a lot more. But there are some really, really bad owners in the NBA today. So, and some of these bad owners have even won championships, i.e. Cleveland. Like, they get like, it happens. It happens. So like, we can't always be like, the owner of the team all the time.
I hope you got a LeBron James.
Yeah, you gotta get somebody good, and like have a culture and stuff like that. So that's really all it is.
No, that's a good point. That's a really, really good point. Last thing I guess I'm gonna ask you before we close the segment out is, we replaced them. It sounds like we're gonna get a replacement. I don't know what's going on with that, so I don't want to talk before I know what's confirmed or not. Yeah. But it sounds like it's leaning toward Leon Rose.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Former agent of Carmelo Anthony and other notable players.
Yeah, and he's with CAA. And
CAA. What do you know about him, and what do you feel? What do you think?
I mean,
about going this direction with the agent. What the Lakers been doing.
That's what I was gonna say. It's kind of
Bob Myers over there in the Warriors. Yeah. What do you think? Is a good move?
It's a gamble. It's a gamble. It could be a good gamble. Like it's a gamble because Bob Myers, who has had success, and then you have the Rob Pelinka, who looks like he's on his way to success. But you got to remember, way before that, there was a lot of stuff that went on. That was just like, it could be a disaster.
Right.
But Leon Rose, I wouldn't be upset at that, because I can't just keep saying the connections to the names, because I know that his CAA, they manage Kuzma and Embiid, some other guys and stuff like that, which is really good ball, but that doesn't mean that they're all coming here and stuff like that. So I want
at least respect our president now. I think you gave me, remember you was like Steve Mills' brother in tell him people, Steve Mills, what Steve Mills is doing. Hitting them with the brother talk.
Yeah, Steve Mills, you're not one of us, bro. Just stop, bro. Just chill. Don't talk black to me, Steve Mills.
But I am black.
No, but yeah, like we have. It looks like Leon Rose might be a good decision. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. We'll see. It's up in the air. You heard it. NY Knickswork. Sit with K Remedy. Get to the next. All right, Knicks fans, we're still here with my main man, K Remedy. And we talking some Knicks, man. Recently, we traded one of my... Listen, I don't think... This is my personal opinion for me. I don't think somebody has had a less time here. Their tenure was so short. And I like them so much, other than this guy that we're talking about. My main man, salute to you. I'm so sorry you're gone. Marcus Morris, he's traded to LA Clippers for Mo Harkless. How could you be Mo Harkless? And a first rounder. Damn. And he was here for what, 3-4 months? You've been listen, man, I've been a Knicks fan for quite some time. And you've been one of my favorite Knicks, man. Salute to you. Salute. So what do you think about that trade that they did, man? What do you think?
Oh man, I had mixed emotions about the trade because first of all, I can't stand the fucking Lakers because they did not, pull through with sending us Kuzma. Like, it would have been so much better. But I'm happy.
Better for us.
I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy. It would have been better for them too because
for this year. No, this year and maybe next year.
For this year.
If he signed next year, because he's on a 1-year deal, and then you lose Kuzma. That is $2 million. You would have to make the money work. I know everybody's talking about that, but that was unrealistic. That was unrealistic.
I understand.
Kuzma's getting $2 million a year.
I get it.
Yeah,
Kuzma is, that would have been a good piece. But for that trade, I'm happy for Marcus Morris because now he gets to contend for a championship. Part of a good team.
Yeah, man, you deserve it, man.
In terms of us, we got a good defender back. We didn't get anything back, but we got that first round pick, which is good.
What do you think?
The first round pick is good, but it's not.
I know it's not a deep draft or whatever, but I kind of, let me real quick before we get to the next question. You know what I kind of like about when people say it's not a deep draft? That means you get some gems later. You know what I'm saying? That means you get some gems like, oh snap, we didn't even know you was nice. Oh snap, we didn't even know you was nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get some gems later in the draft, and I feel like I'm glad they got Leon Rose. This guy's gone because I don't feel, let me not say it. I'm not going to say it on camera.
I just felt like we could have did better during trade deadline. I just felt everything we did was wrong because it was kind of like we knew we should have fired Steve Mills about 8 years ago.
I know.
We finally waited to two days before the trade deadline. When we could have still made an impact in the trade, but like, it's just sad to see how it all played out because in the end, we just ended up kind of like just making moves in the front office. Like, those front office moves should have been made a long time ago. The GM who was already here should have been involved in making trades and being able to do, like, Scott Perry's just here. He's kind of like trying to make calls with one foot out the door because he knows he's not going to be here next year. There's a lot of stuff going on, so it's kind of like they should have just did a better job at that.
Speaking of what they should have did, we're going to get to one of my favorite questions. Why didn't they do this, man? Y'all know how I feel about this. How do you feel about what I'm about to ask you about right now, which is how I feel? Do you think the Knicks should have, after they struck out on Kyrie and KD, and say, okay, they didn't even need to strike out on them, maybe they would have heard win, like, okay, these guys don't come in here. Get a Kemba Walker and a Jimmy Butler. What do you think?
I think it would have been smart, but realistically it wasn't going to happen because those guys were so sold on selling a dream to everybody about who was coming here, and it was just all about names. And instead of bringing us Kemba Walker or Jimmy Butler, and at a certain point I kind of agreed with it too, because it's like you don't want to pay Kemba before this season. Obviously, you wouldn't want to pay Kemba and Jimmy Butler because you're like, these are kind of the second tier all-stars, and they haven't had much success going to the next level. But we didn't foresee what Jimmy Butler was going to be doing with his great team, Miami Heat, and stuff like that.
Every team that dude goes
to, and they do better. But Unfortunately,
he went to Minnesota and made them good.
Unfortunately, our first move
in the West.
Our first move after striking out on Kyrie and Kevin Durant wasn't to go to the second tier All-Stars.
Let's go to the fourth tier.
Let's go to Julius Randle and let's go to Elfrid Payton and let's go to these guys and stuff like that. That's what they decided to do.
Good plan.
Taj Gibson and stuff like that.
It's working out.
And then we have people like Andre Drummond getting traded for second-round picks, and you got people just flying all over the place, and they're going for nothing. And we're sitting there, we're like, yo, we have had a lot of like high draft picks in the last couple of years. So you mean to tell me none of these guys are valued? Dennis Smith Jr., Frank, Kevin, none of them are like to get anything. So I'm just kind of dumbfounded with that, but yeah, they struck out with the whole thing.
Yeah, so what I'm asking is, should they have actually got Kemba Walker and Jimmy Butler instead of these next tier guys? What do you say?
At least try to get Jimmy Butler, at least.
To the least, right? I mean, you got Kemba right there. I mean, look at Kemba. Kemba, he is Kyrie. Yeah, he's like just a smidgen less than Kyrie.
Yeah, Kemba's doing his
and more durable. His durability is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I would have took Kemba.
I'm just confident that Jimmy Butler would have whipped every person into shape. And
I mean, he's no Greg Monroe, because that's who the Knicks was chasing a couple of years ago. I hope Greg Monroe gets here. And you guys didn't sign Jimmy Butler. I'm done with that question. I'm done asking it. No, I'm not. Next guest will hear this question.
We'll see.
All right, so my man, we'll close it up. We'll get to the last. All right, guys, final segment. Before we close up, I got one more question from my man K Remedy as we continue to talk Knicks. Ram,
what's up?
What do you think the Knicks need to do at this point right now?
What do the Knicks need to do? Alright, so they already started by changing, they're starting to change the front office again. So now what we need to do is change the colors, change everything, just rebrand.
Steve Stout is here, so he might do that. Steve Stout might be like, yo, Playboy, this ain't cool, right?
Rebrand.
I make Steve Stout sound like P. Diddy for some reason.
It's just rebrand. Like seriously, rebrand, bring some different type of players and just come in with a different attitude. Like I can't even say what the Knicks need to do because it's like that's a question. I don't know, man.
You gotta give me something, man.
Like,
if you okay, they didn't hire Leon Rose, they hired K Remedy. Steve Stout said, yo, sit down, Jim Dolan. I know this young hip CEO of FOF. Freedom Over Fear Records, and he could get us in the right shape. I don't know what it has to do with basketball, but I think he's gonna get us in the right shape. You get hired, what are you doing? Immediately.
I'm calling Masai Ujiri. That's the first thing I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm calling Masai Ujiri.
To take your job?
Nah, just to talk, just to be my consultant.
Okay, all right.
And he'll eventually take my job.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going for coaching. Like I said, I'm going for some New York grittiness. So I'm either gonna give a call to Mark Jackson, or like I said, a new age coach that I feel like is on the come up. And I'm going for players that are kind of like, I'm just going for tough players. I want to go for two-way players. Players that are kind of like the Kawhi Giannis aspect, but we'll try to see if we can get that in
poor man's
draft.
Or draft them. Yeah, let's draft the Kawhi because that's the only way.
And just kind of be patient on that. I don't want to make any crazy moves, but at the end of the day, I would be aggressive in free agency and be aggressive in the trade deadline, just so that something happens. Because there's a lot of other stars that are around here too. I've been saying this for a while too. I probably have one episode talking about it too. But I would have made a call to DeMar DeRozan. I would have tried to see his availability because
You would have traded for him?
I would have traded for DeMar DeRozan because I feel like
What about D-Rose?
He's already not for D-Rose.
What about D-Lo?
Oh, for D-Lo? Oh, I definitely would have traded for D-Lo. I wish we got him. I thought the plan was D-Lo and Kyle Kuzma, and that would have been a great start. But obviously, nothing goes as planned.
Nothing.
But Yeah, like stuff like that. It's another player who I've been talking about for some time, and I just saw his name recently. Him being number 3 or 4 in defensive point guards was Chris Dunn. I like that guy a lot. Like
Chris Dunn on Chicago.
On Chicago, he's really good. So I think that we should have made certain moves like that just to get players that aren't necessarily like on the highest tier, but they have an impact. Like
Okay.
Where's our Chris Dunn? Where's our
I got you. I like those moves. I see where you're going with it. All right, this is NY Knickswork. Rev, you got anything you want to tell them before we go?
Knicks, get this shit together. All right, we need some W's. We got to get it together. The Lakers are back. Boston is back. 76ers are relevant. The Knicks they got to be relevant too. But before I go, to all y'all people, just check out K Remedy on all streaming platforms. We got season 1 streaming. Season 2 will be out. Thank you, XMan, for having me. Appreciate you. Knickswork, you already know, man.
Please make sure you guys check out my man K Remedy, Freedom Over Fear Records, FOF NYC, www.fofnyc.com.
Yes,
this is NY Knickswork. It's your boy Mizzle, and I'm out.